Hello, hello, and welcome. We are on episode 5. It is now of the MBM client interviews. It has been amazing. We've had Marcella, we've had Renee, we've had Alita, we've had 4 people now. And today we have our 5th episode, which is the lovely Shereece. Hello, Shereece. Tell us who you are.
I'm Shereece. I'm from London. I'm 29. Just a bit about me, bubbly, interesting, bit of it all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard when you have to like sort of describe who you are on the spot. Apologies. I always do that. No fab. Well, Cherise has came today and we actually put in the group that we wanted one more person to speak within this series about their journey. And Cherise was the perfect pick. She put a name forward because her story didn't just start inside of MBM. She has been on a journey before this, which has been stunning. And we just want to learn more about what she's experienced and things that we want to know about her future journey as well. I think the first place to start, really, Sharice, is did you have any beliefs or fears about fitness, nutrition, or lifestyle change before?
I'd say yeah. So I think a bit of background about my fitness journey. I've been in the gym since like fitness since I was 14. I'm 29, so I think it's been a long road of like many trial and errors, fitness trends, and trying things and it just through the years and stuff, I think fitness myths and stuff, I had to learn what works for my body and what works for me personally. I think I went through like a big period of like comparing myself to other people and what their fitness journey was like and how come I don't look like them, and also if I want to lose weight by this time I have to eat this amount of food and that. And I think you just go through a loophole until you kind of say, okay, like I really need to tailor this journey to me and I need to make it for me. And I just kind of started narrowing it down and taking it all the background noise. I started to put in an expectation of what I wanted to look like, a number, and I just said I just need to generally like for the health of my body, for the health of in general, and just to feeling good and just making sure that I was moving, doing what I needed to do. But I've always loved like working out and very active in the gym, so I just needed to focus and see what works for me.
Yeah. And it's so funny you say like 14 to where you are now, because I actually started when I was 14 as well. And like the perceptions of what fitness and nutrition was back then, like the only thing I really cared about was like just being slim or being skinny. And now it's like opens up a massive door. Like, no, I do this for my health, right? Like, and how I feel.
Well, I've naturally been a bigger girl like throughout the years, but what I found that, especially through adolescence, is like my weight fluctuated quite a lot.
Hmm.
But like I enjoyed, like I used to do like basketball, netball, football. I used to be enjoyed, and I used to go with my best friend to the gym when we were younger, and I loved it. But I just was doing things, but I didn't necessarily know what I was doing. So I used to do stuff like on the treadmill where you'd be on, I think it was called those ones when you're at the treadmill for like 50 minutes, but then you're like walking, then you're up, and then you're walking again, and you're running, and you're walking. Like those kind of, I think it's called interval
Yeah, into
interval
the thing.
training. But for me, it was like I did different things, and I just found that like I was doing these things, but nothing was structured. I enjoyed it, but I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know what the effect had on my body. I just knew in my mind I was going to the gym and I was doing something.
Yeah,
So
yeah, of course. It's like you sort of start not really knowing, but then you figure it out along the line. Okay,
and then I
lovely.
was losing weight, and then you get in all like the other side of that, the attention of that, but you don't actually know like, okay, long term, this is what it is. And then I stopped, and then all the weight come back, my eating habits flew back, and it just I weren't maintaining things because literally I was like, weren't I didn't know what I was doing.
Yeah, of course. And I know, along that way and sort of looking into the lifestyle and fitness industry, was there anything that maybe made you feel disconnected or overwhelmed?
So a big thing for me when I was think was with the journey was I used to have the mindset, oh, it's a diet, like there's an expiration date, and it took me quite a long time to realize, no, this is a lifestyle, and you're gonna have to implement things that along the way, and it has to be part of your life. It has to be within your routine, and not just this kind of start things. This is on for this long, and then it stops because then it's like your old habits don't come back. You're not supposed to re-adopt those old habits. You're supposed to like adopt the change and go along. So I think that was one of the big things is the mindset shift, and also like when you're doing workouts, me telling myself I can't do things, I kept having to like, say, okay, do you know what? Let's try. Let's have a go at it, and like I'm not gonna get it perfect this time, and just keep working at things and but those have told me that that's taken me a long time to kind of develop. And I think I'm in a place now where I can do a new exercise or I can do a new routine, and I'm like, okay, cool. Like, let's keep with this and let's try it, and let's not expect to like have a big beauty in like 2 weeks. Like it's a thing that it takes time.
Yeah. No, of course. And it's like we don't jump out of the womb knowing how to lift weights or do these things correctly. No one does. It's like giving yourself that grace to actually get it wrong a couple times or maybe not do it perfectly so you can actually get it further down the line, if that makes sense.
I think a big
Okay, so
Yeah, sorry, Matt. I think a big thing that I learnt was people like the saying that your body didn't get to this stage in one day. Like it was over a period of time. So how could you expect all this change to happen in such a short amount of time? And obviously, like all your attitudes and your mindsets. That is because obviously I feel like fitness is not just not just a physical change, but it's actually like an identity shift. It's a mindset change. Like so many things change. I think that's the important thing, and I think that's one of the biggest things I've learned. That it's like it's a journey,
yeah,
a big journey. So
yeah. Well, with your journey, because I know that you've mentioned that you've been on this journey for a long time, was there a moment, Shereece, that you maybe realised that you needed help beyond doing it alone then?
So I had PCOS. I was diagnosed when I was 21, and I think how my body changed when I had this diagnosis, going into the gym and doing all that I've known for all these years, and having this thing, and then now my body doesn't quite work the same, and I just hit a point when I said to myself, I want to work on this thing. I want my fitness to get better in general. I want to manage this symptom, but also I was going through my own things in life, and like my own self love journey. And I said, do you know what? Like, as much as everything's going on, like I'm committing this to myself. Like this time when it's an investment. Health is an investment. Like I invest in like hair, lashes, do all these other things, but my health is also an investment. Do you know what I mean? And I
Yeah,
felt like, why not get someone to help me get in the best shape of my life? Like, help me to put me in a way, me in a place where I understand nutrition and all these things. Why would I not do that? Do you know what I mean? So I
yes,
think that was a big thing of it, is like getting help. And obviously it doesn't mean, and I've also had a thing of like thinking, oh, I'm weak, or you've been doing it for so long, how do you not know? But really and truly in life, you have to continue being a learner. Like you always go into, and with fitness, it throws some loopholes that you don't know. Like it's something where you keep learning new things. But I think when you have like a condition, especially when you have a condition, and with PCOS, I feel like a lot of the things I've been through with it, I've basically, how can I say it? Like where I am today is based on all the research I used to do on it. But if I'd gone by maybe got just the doctors and things that were said, I wouldn't be as far as I am today. And
yeah.
taking my health into my own hands, basically.
Yeah, and you're so right. I think with PCOS especially, it's like a whirlwind of information online, and it's
Yeah.
hard to differentiate what it is that you actually want to focus on. You know, should I be doing cardio? Should I not? Should I be eating this? Should I not? But I think actually having someone step in and go, no, this works for you, not everyone else, what everyone else is doing, but what actually works for you, that's actually getting you the result. Okay, fab. So you've achieved so much since starting, and honestly, I want to say, Shereece, your mindset and your dedication and all the things that we've been seeing over these past like couple of months really has been incredible. But did you have any preconceptions on what maybe coaching would be like before you started?
I think for me, I thought to myself, am I really going to stick to this? Am I really going to learn? I think all the self doubt flooded up, and I said to myself, oh, like, shit, I can't, like, just eat and do what I want. But I feel like since I've been coached, I feel like there's so many things, like, for example, like, nutrition wise, when it comes to foods, being more mindful of what I was eating. But then actually, like, when I, for example, I remember one of the days I think I went out, I had my calorie set, and I was looking at McDonald's. But the things I would order if I weren't being accountable, when I actually looked at the calories, I was like, damn, that's my daily intake in calories. If I didn't have those kind of things or wasn't aware, like I would just do these things and not really be mindful of it. And it started to show me, okay, or when you do different exercises or different routines and how you can progressive overload, it taught me like the attention in details, but it also showed me that like the everyday things we think are normal, diet culture, when we do our big back activities and certain things, you don't actually realize how damaging it can be and what you're actually doing. And then when I was thinking like, okay, now I need to have more protein. I'm also looking at how my body's being fueled, how it helps my condition. Like it's just you become more aware of
Yeah.
things. And I think that's the biggest thing I've taken from being coached, that I have structure, I have routine, but also I have someone to keep me accountable. And I think that accountability part is the big part, because if you're not accountable to no one, you want. But if you actually have to submit yourself, and for me in this journey, a big thing, I've also been very honest. Like, I think for my ones, like a workout, I film my workouts as well on my thing. So if I don't film it after, I think okay, they know I haven't done it. Or if I doing like my food log, I know I have to log this. So if I say okay, this is a bit of thing, I'm not gonna eat it because I'm like I don't want to log it because I want transparency. Because really, truly, if you lie, it's my journey, it's my body that it's gonna affect. So I
Yeah.
think it's allowed me to. It's really opened up my world in a different way, honestly.
I love that as well because I think, like one preconception that a lot of women don't like you've mentioned, is sometimes that accountability. It's allowing someone to step in and look at things like your food, like your training, and give you that second set of eyes. I think people can be a little bit scared in case they feel like they're not doing it right or doing it wrong. But I think that's it though. You need someone to maybe remove any of the biases and hold you to the words that you've obviously set for yourself, which I think is beautiful. Okay. So since you're being honest though, was there a hard or the hardest belief that you kind of had to learn around dieting or how results should look along the way?
Think for me the hardest thing was being true with myself and saying, okay, cool, you need to work on nutrition. And also I think mine was a bit of pride though, because I think because I'm so good in the gym, I just told myself, yeah, I got it, okay, I got it. But then I was really like I don't got it because I don't like you can't outrun a bad diet. And I feel like for me it was that really understanding and saying to myself, hey, like you have to really do this properly. And also for me, for my condition, when I don't eat properly as well, it affects me, my energy and that physically. So it's like you just at one point I felt like I was hitting a wall where okay, I'm working out, but my nutrition's not right. So I feel good when I go to the gym or when I leave the gym, but then later on in the day I'm having energy crashes
Yeah.
and all that. I had to really address that and really say to myself like, especially I think I don't know if you can relate, but when you've been in the gym for so long and for like amount of years, you tell yourself sometimes that you should know things by now. And I've
Yeah.
told myself that, do you know what? I actually have to relearn everything because there's so much stuff thrown at you, like, and you just think, oh, like, whatever. But no, I think I had to really be intentional and plan the things like the foods I'm putting in my body, plan my workouts, and really just, and I think that was the hardest part, is just being really open and transparent and just saying, do you know what? I can sometimes play a role in my, or be self sabotaging, and
Yeah.
I play an active role. And I think looking that in the face and saying, do you know what? That I play a part was a big thing.
Yeah.
So,
I love that. It's like we kind of get stuck in our ways, and like I'm a coach, Shereece, and I even have a coach, because I'll do that to myself. And I
yeah.
like you, mine was always that nutrition. Like I'll just train and I'll be fine. But I was under eating, I wasn't thinking too much about my foods, I wasn't really looking at nutritional density. And those differences and having someone else be like, hey, like, no, this is the focus now, we need to look at it, is actually the most freeing thing because at least you get your answers. Outside of the physical changes, then, has there anything that shifted mentally or like emotionally for you during this journey, Shereece?
I feel for me in this journey, especially that like I'm very visual. So for me personally, as a visual, and I'm very creative. So like I feel like for me, it's I have to document how I feel. Like in terms of like journal, I feel like this changed for me personally, especially being on a self care and self love journey. It's more about how I feel about myself, how I'm treating my body, and I feel like the mental side of it has changed for me a lot, and also the psychological, because my mindset and views that I hold, because I feel like maybe before with PCOS, and I know there's a lot of other people who've got PCOS can relate, like when the weight's not shifting, when things are not changing, you start to attack yourself by identity, like is this what I'm going to look like? And you start to pull, like for me, I started to pull myself away from social activities. I started to pull myself away from like so many things, and I thought to myself like I don't feel comfortable, you become more self-conscious. And I feel like the mental stuff is like, especially like my body's changing, is like loving my body in the process that it's changing. And also the things that I weren't happy about, like finding things good about them. And I
Mm,
think for me, my thing when it comes to weight loss now is I'm moving my body, I'm honoring my body, and also I'm celebrating what it's done. And I think a big part of my journey is just really just bringing joy into like my journey. Just like even if I don't hit my certain goal for the day, if I've just walked or like celebrating small wins, like I'm doing this for me. This is my time with my body. Like I'm giving myself that time. Like, and I think that's a big thing for me.
yeah, and it works wonders because I think just naturally as women we can be really hard on ourselves for no reason. And if you can find even like one small win, and you'll know, you see it and you're checking every single week, like we want you to find that win because it all adds up to the bigger picture at the end of the day. So
I sorry to my answer. I've done this journey before where I've hated my body and it don't last. You can't actually make changes and hate yourself and continue to do it in a way that is healthy. You only kind of come to this place where you crash out, not say crash out, but like you kind of, and I feel like that's where sometimes body dysmorphia kicks in because you feel like I'm doing all these things. I should look like this. I don't look like this. I hate my body. I hate my thighs. But I've started to realize like little things like when I'm training, do you know what? Oh, like after a pump, I feel strong. Or oh my gosh, I didn't. I struggled with that, but I did that. Or for me, I can give an example. Like I hate planks. I hate planks. It's in my thing, but I hate doing them. And there's sometimes I find that I struggle to do it. But why I said okay, cool. I can't do 60 seconds, but I can do 15. Then I'll try it maybe 2 or 3 times. I say, okay, do you know what? I've done something. I've tried something. Or if I can't do an exercise, I've tried a variation of it. So I feel like, but then sometimes, or if I couldn't do it originally, I try to say, oh, do you know what? This is shit. I can't do it. I've just said, do you know what? Try things a different way. Let's see if we can make it work for you. And that's what I've been doing. And I feel like that has been helping me the most with things.
yeah, yeah, like one of my favorite phrases just from everything you've said there was you can't grow out of guilt. You can't grow in a place where you're just guilt tripping yourself. And when you become more reflective and you can see, like, yeah, I can do this, I can try this, I'm not limited by stuff, it actually opens up a door that no one ever really thinks is there, which is
Yeah.
fab. So, if a woman is listening to your story, then Shereece, maybe she's also got a diagnosis like PCOS, or she feels scared, overwhelmed, or maybe, like you mentioned, has body dysmorphia, feels like she's failed so many times at this fitness thing. What would you actually say to her?
I'd hold her hand and I'd say to her, it's gonna be alright. I tell her like if you have to invest and you have to get specialist help, if you have to go out your way to advocate for yourself, if you have to go out your way to get on a program or do whatever, like do whatever you have to do to look after you, but also like you take care of yourself in it, and also try. I'd say go from the kind of view of like you're learning your body, you're learning about this, how your body works, even with this diagnosis. And I feel like to go through PCOS, it takes strength. And like I can look back at like photos, videos, and years of being having where I am at 21, where I am at 29 with this thing. It's not. You don't let it defeat you. And that's one big thing is that there's ways you just have to find your way with it. And I think as much as PCOS or any diagnosis can really get you down and on this journey, I just think you just have to find the joy in learning about yourself. It's kind of like a journey of self discovery because you're rediscovering
Yeah.
what you can and can't do and how your body works. And I'd just say if I was to give my advice to another woman, it would just be to advocate for yourself. There's always hope and there's always things you can do. Like, you've got this. And that would be my message to them.
That's making me feel, I feel like I should go on a run or something right now. I feel motivated. I love that. No, it's so true though, especially like it can be such an isolating journey. And I think women are kind of scared to invest that time in themselves because they know, number one, it's going to be a lot of change. But number two, like, I think as women, we haven't learned enough about our bodies through school, through so many different ways. But actually exploring that is one of the most beautiful things. I've definitely gone through that. I know you have, and pretty much everyone inside of our program has as well. Things change. But honestly, Sharice, thank you so much because I think you were the perfect person to talk about, especially PCOS diagnoses and the length of time you've been in your journey, how you've obviously transitioned through that as well. Is there anything else that you wanted to add?
I'll say big thing for my girlies is like stress management. I've actually said to myself, do you know what? As much as I love the gym, I've tried to find things like going to the sauna, like little times to do little things. And I also think like just like I said on a journey, for any woman on any journey, whether you've got PCOS, you don't have PCOS, is loving your body through this journey, not comparing yourself, and really just like saying, my body does amazing things. It can do so much. And I think we just spend so much time on it looks like this, it looks like that. We actually forget the strength that we have in what we do. And you start from, and I think it's one big thing I'll say is it's not an A to Z journey, it's an A to B to C to D, and it's just taking one step at a time and just saying, do you know what, there's no time limit on this thing, and I'm gonna try no matter how many times I fall down. 9 times I'm gonna get up 10. I'm gonna try. Just keep on trying. Just keep on trying. Whether you're crying, whether you have to find, and another way, find ways to do things that are not enjoyable. So like, if you find it hard to be on the treadmill, watch a show while you're on the treadmill. Like, just finding different ways to get things to work for you. And I'm telling you, before you know it, you'll be fine. You'll ace it. So I
Yeah,
think you just there's always a way. There's always a way. And that's
yeah.
what I'd leave you guys.
Beautiful. And yes, to the find something to watch on the treadmill or the Stairmaster, right? Because me and my series and that Stairmaster are best friends at this point. Like, best thing ever. Lovely.
Yeah, I've said before, like stuff like you want to go to the gym, find a cute gym outfit. Like it really works. Like there's so many little hacks that you can have, but it works. Or you find ways of like my big one was like when I was going out to eat or with my friends, like looking at the menus beforehand and just I think we spend so much time prepping so many areas of our life, but we neglect when it comes to some of the health and fitness. And it's like if we implement some of the same things we do in other areas, we'll be fine. And this is a journey. Like your body carries you from you're with your body for the rest of your life until you die. Like, and I just think it's a big thing to invest in how you look after it.
I love that. And that's why she's an MBM, because she's got that right mindset. That's what we want. But thank you so much, Shereece, again. For anyone watching, if you've liked this podcast, maybe you felt the same as Shereece did, you've had the same realizations, drop a like, drop a comment. We are going to be getting another guest on, hopefully. But honestly, Shereece, we want to say thank you for joining for episode 5. That was exactly what the message is that we want to portray at MBM as well. Thank you so much.